only on an all-new Dr. Phil.
My wife claims she's allergic to almost everything,
including her husband.
If he wants to hug me, he has to take a shower.
Are her ailments real?
I'm on a lot of allergy medications.
But you don't have allergies.
What can explain
Debbie washes everything in the pool.
She's putting her credit card in a bottle of water.
her obsessive behavior?
You put your clothes in a dishwasher. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Well, now Debbie says she has a unique problem. She says she is allergic to almost everything, including her husband of 35 years, Kelly. And she is so serious about this that it's affecting their marriage. She admits to making her husband strip and shower to get rid of allergens the minute he steps in the house. She insists on taping up all of the AC ducts. She stores her clothes in sealed bags and washes their dishes in the swimming pool. Now, her husband Kelly says he has taken Debbie to over 28 doctors, spending over $40,000 on countless tests, only to find that Debbie is not allergic to anything. Now, Kelly says that his wife's selfish OCD obsession has completely devastated their marriage and their family.
My wife's obsessive behavior is destroying our relationship. Debbie claims that she's allergic to almost everything. She won't touch money. Her credit card is in a jar full of water.
Actually, they're gift cards. I put them in the jar, and that's how I keep them clean.
We're in our backyard. This is my door. She won't use it, and it's the only one I can use.
I'm contaminated to my wife. I'm not allowed to cook in my own house. I have 1 plate, 2 forks, 1 knife, and 1 spoon in the dishwasher. Those are what I use to eat on every evening. Debbie washes everything in the pool, then she'll take it out, rinse it off,
Just like you were washing dishes.
and then put it into the dishwasher. The biggest problem is the air conditioner. In her room, Debbie's vents are all taped shut.
This is a brand new air conditioner. It has a light that's supposed to kill 99% of all allergens.
During the winter, she sleeps in the living room.
This is where she sits and sleeps. There's plastic under the sheets.
So you should always show me what you're
Oh,
talking
no, he's not allowed to touch that. He cannot touch that.
about. Can you show while
And
he tells?
I can't, once I put that sheet on there like that, I can't lift that up and because it'll upset all the allergens and the that's underneath there, so I can't.
I can't wash clothes in my own house. I actually use my son's washer and dryer. Debbie feels that just about everything around her has the potential to cause her pain.
There's her bedroom. I'll probably make this pretty quick.
Open the door.
She doesn't want me touching it or anything. And
Well, no, you open another room, and I know it's going to cause me a problem because he's been in another room.
Debbie is essentially allergic to everything, including having sex with me. 2017, I think we had sex 4 times. Debbie's problems have had an effect on both of her sons. Our oldest son lives right next door, but will only come over if he absolutely has to.
My mom's behavior is just bizarre, and it's just aggravating to deal with. It's making my dad's life complete hell. I know my father doesn't want to be around her. I don't want to be around her.
We've been to 28 doctors. CAT scans, MRIs, blood tests, allergy tests, skin tests. Her last skin test, she had 78 pricks. Every single one of them came up negative for allergies. Debbie is overly medicated. She's been on hydrocodone for over 1.5 years now. She's lost her hair, had teeth issues. Her feet were so swollen, you couldn't even get booty socks on. I'm totally fed up. Things have got to change.
Okay, well, I'm glad you guys are here because obviously this is stressing you out, right?
Absolutely.
Why do you think she's doing this? What's your theory?
I believe part of it is physical, or at least started out that way.
But you went to the doctor. You said you've been to 28 doctors. You spent $40,000. They did 78 pricks to see on the allergy test. Negative, 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 negative. So why did her feet swell up? Why did her face swell up? Why did those things happen if there was nothing abnormal in any of the tests? You don't just blow up like that for no reason.
I don't know. I don't know.
What's your theory?
I agree that there's got to be something wrong. Maybe it's something that which hasn't been found yet.
Well, these are some of the images that you're describing. This is her swollen face in December of 2015, swollen legs in February of 16. And now Debbie claims the reactions in these images were due to allergens and environmental toxins. Why does she think that's the cause instead of something?
A doctor told her that she is allergic to allergens, and they are what cause her migraines. They are what cause her issues. She will not get off of that, even though a few other doctors have said maybe that's not the case.
You know, she looked at allergy tests and tested for pretty much everything in her environment. She checked for Bermuda grass, giant ragweed, bugwort, rough pigweed, mountain cedar, oak, elm, cat, dog dander. These all came back negative. Let's take a look at some of the behaviors according to the two of you. She feels like the air conditioning and heating pollutes the air and hurts her head, so she's taped up all the vents, right?
Right.
All right. The car battery hurts her head because it contains radio waves. Now, she didn't invent that belief. I mean, there are a lot of people that believe radio waves and that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
TV remote, paper towels, food stored in plastic bags. Her belief is that phone, laptop, computer transmits radio waves, so she won't have anything to do with that.
Correct.
Won't touch money, debit card, purse in plastic bags.
Correct.
Okay. She stores clean clothes in plastic bags.
Right after it gets washed and goes through the dryer, it immediately comes out of the dryer and goes in a plastic bag.
And then puts it in a big plastic
bag is
container.
stored in a container outside, so
Okay.
it's protected.
And she keeps cutlery and plates in the fridge.
She does, some.
Okay. Washes clothes daily, cleans trash bags, bins, utensils, soaks dishes in the swimming pool, rinses them off there, refuses to cook. She makes you strip and shower before entering the house. Refuses.
Not right after work, okay? But if I go fishing, or if I've been outside, or if I've been next door to his house, then I'm taking off my clothes. They go into a garbage bag, then I walk inside, take a shower.
All right. Refuses to have sex.
There's no spontaneity, certainly.
Yeah.
You have to have a clean sheet laid out. You have to have just got out of the shower. You've got to be perfect. Then we could do something. Well, that kind of kills the mood.
Yeah. Right. She used to pee in a cup. She sleeps on the couch. No holiday decorations because that brings in allergens. Only flies first class because coach is dirty.
Well, the first class was because of the leather seat. Cloth seats like this are an issue. I am literally out of ideas, okay? I mean, how many other doctors can I see, from the neurologist to everybody that we've been to? I'm out of money. This is the sweetest, nicest person you'd ever want to meet. She's a doll. She's an absolute doll. But I don't know what else to do.
I take very seriously your situation. I've studied it in great depth. I've consulted experts. And I do think we can help you.
It would be wonderful.
I do think so. And I want you to know that I take it very seriously. We followed and documented Debbie's journey to LA. Take a look.
I am packing for my trip. I've only flown once in the past 4 years. It's a daunting thought when I think about what I'm gonna have to do.
Instead of a suitcase, Debbie's opted for this setup for this trip. The big tub here, it'll be the outer shelf. Then she's got the middle tub here, which she will then put all of these little compartment ones inside this tub, which will then go inside that tub.
Both of these bottles, I need the labels taken off. I'm gonna take my own hand soap, body wash, sheets. I might even bring some vinegar. My preference is to get pat down instead of the X-ray machine. I'm not gonna wait until they tell me 10 years from now that something could possibly happen to you.
Debbie insisted on flying first class to be able to make this trip to Los Angeles for the Dr. Phil show. Debbie would need to fly on leather because the cloth seats would have too many allergens.
The room's fine.
The room's great.
There's no big fluffy comforters. This is a very simple room. So, no, I'm fine.
My biggest hope with us coming on the Dr. Phil show is that he can get her the help she needs.
Well, Debbie made it here safely, so we are going to meet her next after the break.
My clothes, dirty ones, I keep them in here. This door is mine, and that door is his. I have told my husband that if he wants to hug me, he has to take a shower. When my husband eats something very greasy, I will take the plate to the pool, then I'll bring him in the house.
And later,
the physical manifestations, I feel like she's doing that to herself. She keeps things in bags of water and then puts them on her body.
does any of this seem illogical to you?
Debbie contradicts herself a lot. One of the examples is, well, go see a movie. Even being able to go to a movie theater. You don't know who sat on the seat just before you. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
The reason my mom does all this stuff is totally contradicting. Bleach that's in the washing machine bothers her a lot, but she'll take a plate and she will dunk it in the pool, then she'll put food on it and she'll eat it. Bleach, she can't use it, but chlorine in a pool, it's the same thing. This wild behavior just needs to stop.
Well, Kelly claims his wife Debbie is allergic to almost everything, including him.
I have bad reactions to allergens. They're in your furniture, they're on your skin, your hair. My clothes, dirty ones, I keep them in here. This door is mine, and that door is his. Anything that he has all over his person, allergens accumulate on the door itself. I live in survival mode on a daily basis. I don't open these cabinets. See that? They don't close all the way, so a lot of air constantly gets in there. Kelly and I have arguments about any of the different things that I may be doing. My husband and I sleep separately. You can go into my bedroom?
Maybe I've already been in here once today.
Okay, but that, you know how much that
I'll
bothers me.
take off my sweater, okay?
We don't turn on the heater during the winter because that's one of the things that bothers me is the recycled air. When it's cold, I sleep here because in my bedroom, there's carpet. And when you use these in there, any bits of allergens gets magnified. When my husband eats something very greasy, I will take the plate and silverware outside to the pool, do a quick rinse on them, then I'll bring them in the house and wash them again. This is my bathroom. These containers that are here have clean clothes in them. I have told my husband that if he wants to hug me, he has to take a shower. And once he comes back, he's able to touch me. And this illness has put a huge wedge in the middle of us. It's ruining our marriage.
Now, before we meet Debbie, I want to fill you in on what's been going on backstage since her arrival.
Debbie, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I can't let you get in it.
I'm not going to get in. It's more than
Okay.
I just can't handle it.
You want to open that for me then?
Oh, okay, sure.
I mean,
Well, you didn't open the other one?
No, I just opened. Why didn't stop? Put that back on. This is what I did. I'll show you what I did.
So you did?
I looked at
Okay,
that
I
just
needed
like
to know that.
Just like that. Didn't touch anything inside. Okay?
It's not good that anybody else touched it.
Okay. All right.
So we're going to go to the right. Perfect. We can bring you over to the makeup chair now?
Okay, so I'm doing my own hair and makeup.
Oh.
No, nobody's, yeah.
Not hair either?
I was gonna have her just kind of check once it was done.
Is there anything else you need right now?
There is something, my husband, like, let my husband or whatever come in and just open these for me. I was gonna have you take the lids off. Yeah, perfect.
Hi, Debbie. It's Lauren. I heard you were cold, so I brought you a radiant heater.
Oh.
Did you want this?
Okay, the only thing is it's so close proximity. I guess we could try. I can always turn it off.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Annette from the Dr. Phil hair department.
Uh-huh.
And I want to know, do you need any help with your hair or any pointers?
I have a question for makeup.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm
Are you a
Alan.
makeup
I'm
person?
makeup, yes.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
nice to
Well,
meet you.
if you'll, I'm not gonna, yeah, shake your hands if you don't mind. I normally has some sparkle in it. I thought if it's gonna catch the light too much, if it's gonna
Sparkle
make
is
my
a problem for television.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go
So go with
easier
the
on
matte.
that, yeah.
So what I have is not too much. It's okay.
That's okay. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Very good.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
I'm Sharon.
Hi.
I'm here to mic you real quick.
Oh, mic me. They told me that. Okay, so I can't have a mic on me.
Okay.
I don't know how I'll react to it.
I can set up a mic on a stand for you.
Okay,
So
that
you don't
would
have
be.
to hold anything.
Yes,
It'll
it
just
would be
right in front of
better
you.
for me.
Hi, Debbie. It's time to go. All right. Follow me.
How are you? We have a seat for you. We have a mic for you there. You have to kind of sneak in behind it.
Got it.
There you go. You believe yourself to be quite ill.
I mean, yes. I mean, I don't have cancer. I'm in my terminal, but yes, I seriously have something seriously wrong.
And it's wrong to the extent that it's highly disruptive to your life.
Absolutely.
When we look at you in 2014, before this happened, you really look different. You look vibrant and happy and alive,
Right.
and you didn't look at all depressed. You didn't look ill, and now you're having these problems that we've been talking about and we've seen the tape about, and that you're having to do a lot of pretty ritualistic behaviors
Yes.
in order to be able to function.
Yes.
There are inconsistencies
Yes.
within those. Tell me how you reconcile those with yourself. Like, for example, you don't like bleach, but yet there's chlorine in a pool and you're okay with that. But you could go and pet the dogs
Yes,
that have been
I heard him talking
outside
about
in the
that.
grass with dander and
Sure.
grass and all of that.
I can handle doing something like that for a short period of time. I'm on, I take Allegra D. I'm on a lot of allergy medications.
Okay,
And
but
that
you don't
answers-
have allergies. You were tested for everything that you can be tested for, and it came back negative.
So all my adult life, I was allergic to 2 pages of stuff, everything under the sun. And I took allergy shots for it. And then I was good for about a year and a half. And this started.
So you just think this is not right.
I think it's not showing a correct picture.
All right, Dustin's wife, Isabel, says that Debbie's ridiculous behavior is all about filling the void of attention. Is that true? We'll see what she has to say when we come back.
Dustin and Kelly have both been enabling Debbie. If she doesn't get her way, she'll throw a temper tantrum.
The only thing I asked was that closet.
We didn't go in there.
Debbie has always been obsessed with how she looks. She almost looks like a drag queen.
And later, you're crossing wires up and thinking up in a really bizarre fashion. She's putting her credit card in a bottle of water?
What do you...
Debbie's issues have cost us thousands of dollars. I've easily spent $40,000 on her medical bills. Just her medications alone, I spend between $500 and $1,000 a month. Just under $15,000 working on her teeth repair. We also did an experimental stem cell therapy, and that was $5,000. I'm tired of spending money on items like this that there's just no need.
Well, Debbie feels that she is allergic to just about everything. Her husband Kelly and son Dustin say that her extreme reaction to allergens and medications, they believe, have altered her behavior and at times her appearance. Debbie's daughter-in-law Isabel agrees and says that it boils down, in her opinion, to a desire for attention. Let's hear what she has to say.
Debbie is out of control because of my father-in-law Kelly and my husband Dustin. Dustin and Kelly have both been enabling her. They don't say no. They don't put their foot down. This is just the end result of everything that they've been doing, and trust me, she knows how to manipulate both of them. Debbie definitely thrives off that power. Debbie does treat Kelly like a bank. She always needs something. Her hair and her nails and her clothes and her shoes and endless amounts of medication. This is no way for Kelly to live. He's basically a caretaker. He doesn't have a wife, he has a patient. I do believe that this is a cry for attention. Debbie has always been obsessed with how she looks. Debbie has always worn very tight clothing. Everything's exaggerated. The eyeshadow, the lashes, the hairs. She almost looks like a drag queen. Debbie is definitely like a spoiled child. If she doesn't get her way, she'll throw a temper tantrum.
That's the only thing I asked was that closet.
We didn't go in there.
I really hope that Debbie listens to Dr. Phil, but I think he might have met his match with this one.
You think a lot of this is psychological?
I think a lot of it is psychological.
That this is something that she's doing for a payoff, for attention.
There's definitely the benefit of attention. I don't doubt that she has some type of allergy, but everybody in Texas has allergies. I just don't know how it got to this extreme. The physical manifestations, I feel like she's doing that to herself. I mean, obviously she was on steroids for the longest time. That causes all that swelling. The hydrocodone. She keeps things in bags of water and then puts them on her body. You can't have things sitting in water getting stagnant and then put it on your body and not expect to put bacteria on yourself. So I think a lot of that has something to do with it too.
I don't do that, Dr. Phil.
You don't do what?
I don't do that. What she was saying about putting things in bags of water, and I don't do. There's things that I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't do anymore. That
You keep like things like credit cards in water, right?
I do have my my card. I do keep it in between in a jar of water.
You believe that if you kept that credit card in your purse or your billfold or in a drawer, that it would collect enough toxins, allergens, whatever is in the air, that it would be significant enough that it would change your pain level?
It's like for our trip. I bought a little wallet. I put my ID in it, and I've been using it for the trip. Short periods of time, I can do that. But we're talking about, days, months, years of things just sitting.
What I'm trying to do is see where your thresholds are, because you keep your credit card in water, you keep cutlery in Ziploc bags in the refrigerator.
No.
No, cutlery's will stay in the dishwasher.
Yeah, it's in the dishwasher.
But she'll put other items in Ziploc bags in the dishwasher to keep them out of the way.
No, it's my dirty clothes, what they're talking about. I have some dirty clothes that I keep in there. In other words, to put all my dirty clothes in a hamper would not work because of opening up and being exposed to 20 different items as opposed to keeping them somewhat separate.
If you can keep it airtight, you will. Right?
Well, I mean, sure. I mean,
That's
if I can
that's
make
your
it.
choice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, does any of this seem illogical to you?
Well, I mean, of course, I can understand how anybody would think it was doesn't sound correct or crazy.
Well, I'm just asking you, does it seem illogical to you?
Some things yes, and some things no.
Now, Debbie's mother-in-law, Marvel, is here. She was so concerned about her erratic behavior, she decided to secretly observe her for 36 hours. What did she discover? Well, we'll find out when we meet her.
Debbie's actions are making life very difficult. She seems to have selective OCD. I saw a lot of problems.
Closed captioning provided by...
My mom, she's always loved attention. Everybody paid attention to her because she was a very beautiful woman. I don't like to say it, but her face is always looking bad. Her makeup, it looks terrible. She looks like she's 80 years old.
Debbie's a very vain woman. She's been good looking all of her life. The drugs that she's been on has made her appearance change.
I think that Debbie obsesses with her looks. Nobody dresses like they're 21 when they're in their 40s, or at least they shouldn't. She's definitely having a midlife crisis.
Well, Kelly says his wife's obsessive behavior is severely impacting their 35-year marriage and their love life. Now, Kelly's mother, Marvel, says she agrees, and in an attempt to find answers, she decided to conduct a secret 36-hour observation of her daughter-in-law. Take a look.
Debbie's actions are making life very difficult. Debbie is obsessive. 3 years ago, Kelly asked if Debbie could come over and stay at our house because she thought our house was not contaminated. I saw a lot of problems. The entire time she was at our house, she had a towel wrapped around her head. I had put out 2 brand new bars of soap, and she told me that one of them was bothering her. Both soaps were identical. She did laundry all day, and I realized why it was taking so long is that only about 2 or 3 pieces were put into a load. Her shirt went into a plastic bag, which went into the washing machine. Then she put them in the plastic bag and put them in the dryer. She seems to have selective OCD.
Well, Marvel joins us in the audience. So what's your conclusion?
I'm certainly not a doctor. I don't know for a fact it's OCD, but she exhibits that type of behavior as the one thing, and she does repetitive things.
And you said you wanted to comment on something.
Nobody wants to live this way. I'm not doing this for attention or anything else. The way I was doing my laundry at my mother-in-law's house, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Some of the things I've said is since my stem cell surgery, I've been doing better. Things are a lot better.
But you do recognize that some of this is illogical and some of it is inconsistent.
Okay, sure.
Well, no, don't say okay. Don't patronize me. You either do or you don't.
I understand that it does come across that way. I get that.
Now, there are 2 things you have to understand. Number 1 is we like to pigeonhole things, but oftentimes there are multiple systems that create one condition. In other words, you can have a kidney problem and a lung problem that express as one symptom. You can have a psychological issue and an organic issue that both express as one problem. Number 2, you have to realize things often start for one reason and continue for a completely different reason. And the way a person reacts to or accommodates to why something starts can either make it better or make it worse. And I think a lot of that's going on here, and I think I know what's going on, I think I know where it started, and I think I know what needs to happen to make this change. And I'm going to tell you what that is right after the break.
We're going to inspect Debbie's home from top to bottom.
Closed captioning provided by Now, Debbie believes that her AC unit is the main source of her issues and pain. So I contacted Mold Inspection Sciences, one of the leading mold and allergy home testing specialists in the United States, and asked them to conduct a thorough inspection of Debbie's home. So let's take a look.
My name is Kerry Gilcrease. I'm a project manager for Mold Inspection Sciences. We're going to inspect Debbie's home from top to bottom. We're going to check around the perimeter for exterior water intrusion issues. We've got some spacing from the house. You can see you've got some clear areas here where water could work its way in. We have some vegetation or plants growing up along the walls. You can get moisture intrusion issues from these plants. We've got a little bit of mold-like growth on some of the shower tiles. As you can see from the light, these materials are in fact wet. What we have here is an impact meter. It checks for molds, any airborne particulates. It tests for allergens, pet dander, skin cells. We have a little mold-like substance back here. Swab the building materials. We are all finished. We've got our indoor air samples as well as our swab samples. Once we get these results back from the lab, then we'll be able to determine if there's any allergens in the air that could be causing Debbie some issues or possibly even some toxic mold.
They came back with some very interesting and significant findings. For example, in the kitchen, they have found 26,000 spores per cubic meter. And this is of aspergillus and the penicillium, 32 times higher than the outside levels. And the kitchen swab sample shows high levels of toxigenic mold. There's mold present in the kitchen, and that is chaetomium that's been detected. In your bedroom, there's 2.5 thousand spores per cubic meter of the aspergillus and the penicillium. And in your bedroom, the toxigenic mold present is 1,825 spores per cubic meter, 140 times higher than outside. Now, you moved in 6 years ago. This has happened to you 4 years ago. Why you and not you? You're there more than he is.
Yeah.
What happens is when chaetomium, aspergillus, and penicillium are in the air and they're being breathed in at this level, it changes the neurotransmitters in your brain. That changes the way your brain connects and transmits from one part to the other. If you mix that with various medications, then you begin to see very bizarre behavior. So if you have the mold spores and then on top of that you put in medications, you're all of a sudden you're crossing wires up and thinking up in a really bizarre fashion. I asked her, does this seem illogical? And she said, well, yeah, kind of does. But she's putting her credit card in a bottle of water. But it's time to move forward. And how are we going to do that? I'll talk about that when we come back. The thing is, this is an involuntary situation with her, and this bizarre behavior that you're seeing is her effort to claw her way back to some semblance of order when her brain's going like that. If logic told you to, put your clothes in the dishwasher, you'd go put them in the dishwasher. You figure that out. Now, here's the thing. There are chemicals that can restore this and nutrients that can restore this. This can be done. The PNP Center, where Dr. Frank Lawless, who's on the Dr. Phil Advisory Board, he has worked with 2 of the labs that we have talked to about this, and we are going to put you in touch with Kerry, the mold specialist, and he will put you in the right direction to fix your home. You'll get out there and look at it. That's also very doable. You don't need to bulldoze this house. These things are very fixable, but we're going to get you to the PNP Center, and they have a multi-discipline team there. They're going to work on this. They're going to get this done. They're going to get you off these medications. They're going to get these neurotransmitters back in order, and the world's going to look a whole lot different to you in a very short period of time. Okay? A special thanks to Mold Inspection Science, as well as Dr. Frank Lawless and the PNP Center. You're going to have to learn to turn loose of some of these behaviors, but that's going to be a whole lot easier when you get ready to, when your brain starts getting back in line. Coming up, a mother finds out that her daughter won't grow up like most little girls. Next. Closed captioning provided by, Carla is joining me along with our dear friend and Chief Medical Officer of Pfizer, Dr. Frida Lewis Hall. So welcome to both of you. Thanks for being here. So, Carla, what was your greatest concern when the doctor told you that Maya had alopecia?
Well, initially, my concern was medically driven. Was she going to be an ill child growing up? Yeah. Once I found out it was strictly cosmetic and it was just the fact that she would not have hair, my worries were more on social and emotional issues. Was she going to have friends growing up? Was she going to be bullied? So things like that. But she is a very charismatic and outgoing child that she was able to make friends, and now the bullying has stopped.
How old is she now?
She's 10.
Doctor, tell us about alopecia.
So Maya has a common form of alopecia called alopecia areata. This is an autoimmune disease that can lead to hair loss on the scalp, the face, and other areas of the body. Usually appearing with one or more coin-size hairless patches. So basically what happens is the body mistakenly sees hair follicles as a foreign body or the enemy. As a result, it attacks the hair follicles, damaging them. And this can lead to patchy hair loss or, in other forms of alopecia, complete hair loss.
Who's most likely to be affected? And is there an age factor to this?
Alopecia areata can strike anyone at any age, but it is more common in children and adults that are in their early 20s or so. So its average lifetime risk is under 2%, but having a family member with the condition or other autoimmune diseases like type 1 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, actually raises that risk.
Are there signs other than it just showing up with the coin-sized patches?
Your healthcare provider may also look for characteristic patterns of hair loss. So a smooth patch that has broken hair around the borders that look like exclamation marks, or pinpoint dents, white spots, or lines in your fingernails and your toenails. And it is very important to get a diagnosis because there are other causes of hair loss.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so if you have these signs or if you have a family history of autoimmune disease, then you should go and talk to your doctor.
So if you have it, I mean, what do you do?
Doctors use different methods to treat alopecia, so it's best to talk to your doctor about what might be best for you. The medical community continues to explore new therapies and options. And if you have alopecia, you may want to talk to your doctor about the possibility of participating in a clinical trial, which can help test new treatments.
Yeah. Well, dealing with hair loss, whether it's an adult or a child, can certainly have a series of negative emotions. People grieve losing their hair sometimes. It can lead to depression, denial, stress, anger, embarrassment, which can really lead to social isolation.
And it can also affect the parents. So, Carla, I just really want to applaud you again. But parents can have negative effects as well. They experience the strain, sometimes experience negative emotions like guilt or helplessness, sometimes even anger at people who don't understand the condition and who may mistreat or discriminate against your child.
Did you have those feelings at the time? Because that couldn't have been an easy decision.
Absolutely, I had all of those emotions.
Look, you can find more about alopecia, support groups, and more health information at gethealthystayhealthy.com, which is a fabulous website. I mean, they've got so much information there. You'll love it. I certainly do, and Robin does. We love that website.
And of course, we want to remind people that while they're there, they can sign up for our monthly newsletter.
Yeah, which we also get, and we love the newsletter, so it's great. Look, I want to thank all of my guests today, especially our friend, Dr. Frida Lewis Hall. We'll see you next time. Carla, thank you.